I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week, June began, which means, first of all, happy Pride. To celebrate, Blizzard has actually gone and made a temporary hotfix, making it easier-ish to get the Prismatic Bauble toy, which leaves a rainbow trail behind your character. The toy has been in the game since Legion. It costs 250k gold, and it still costs 250k gold in June, but you will not need to camp the Mad Merchant for it. It used to be that you would save up your 250,000 gold and then go check the toy shop in Legion Dalaran every hour to see if the vendor was up. And now you can just take your 250,000 gold and go buy it. The toy itself will also have a reduced cooldown for the next month. This is a fantastic toy that I have loved for years, so if you have a 250,000 gold to burn, I strongly recommend it. It's an awesome one to macro into your various movement abilities, and even without the reduced cooldown for the rest of the year, it comes up pretty often, so you put it into like your Wild Charge, your Tiger Dash, some people aren't druids, your Angelic Feather, your Evoker Hover, your Heroic Leap, that kind of thing, and then leave a joyful rainbow trail behind you when you go. Another thing that's come with June is that the trading post is now here. Quox is our fill the bar reward for the June trading post. It's a purple version of the parrot mount, mostly to make me feel better about still not having the freehold parrot, despite freehold being the key that I keep doing over and over again. Quox is the reward for filling in your bar, but we also have more mounts. It's a big month for mounts. There's the old recruiter friend reward, the Cindermane Charger on the vendor for 900 tender, and a brand new mount, the Royal Swarmer, which is a recolor of the 8.3 Old God Swarmer mounts from BFA. Also, there's like a pet and like Mog and stuff, so good luck with your tender, I suppose, especially for mount and pet collectors. I'm really happy to see old recruiter friend rewards finally start to make it to the trading post, because on one hand, it's a great opportunity for people like me that didn't engage much with the recruiter friend program to get the mounts. But if you did already have the mounts, that's 900 tender that you don't have to spend if you're a collector. Those people are not currently in my boat right now where I want the pets and the mounts, and I bought the mount, and I'm out of tender so I can freeze either the other mount or the pet. But not both. So I'm gonna have to wait for it to come back around eventually. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of hope that the July trading post isn't very good so that I can catch up on tender a little bit. Other news this week, something that's kind of a bummer from the 10.1.5 PTR. Blizzard posted a note in the update notes about the Glyph of the Observer and Observer customization for Warlock pets going away in 10.1.5. So that was a little eyeball dude that Warlocks used to be able to use instead of their Fell Hunter. With this upcoming patch, they're no longer going to be able to do so. The reasoning given is to ensure that each demon retains a similar silhouette, so that it's easier to recognize in general. Personally, I think that's a really weak argument, and that I don't get it. I thought we were moving towards more customization and personalization, and not less of it. And that argument is not going to be much of a comfort to any of the Warlocks that have gotten attached to that pet and have used it for years. I hope that they either consider backpedaling this one, or that they're very aggressive with adding more pet customization options within these precious silhouettes, so that Warlocks can hopefully find one that they like to, soothe the pain. We've heard that silhouette argument before in other contexts, and I don't think it holds a lot of water. Druid forms don't have a ton of consistency with their silhouettes. You've got like the werebear that looks quite different from regular bears. You've got whatever's going on with the Zandalari Druid Moonkin form. And I think we've all managed to get up in the morning and log on to WoW and go about our business without anybody going, I can't tell if that's a feral druid or a guardian druid. I think it's been okay. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Other stuff going on this week. In Mythic Plus, the new Afflicted Affix saw its first week of play. This is an affix that is very similar to the Incorporeal that we saw recently, but this time you have to have a friendly cleanse to deal with the ad, otherwise it will debuff the party for reduced haste. You could also top up the ad with healing. I don't like doing that. Maybe it's just because I'm an evoker. I need those buttons for people. But any spell that removes a poison, a curse, or a disease can just zap the ads immediately. So hybrid classes are in great demand this week for Mythic Plus. If you play one and you do not already have that cleanse button on a mouse over macro, I would recommend it if you're open-minded. It lets you snipe down the ad without having to change your target. And also, if you ever wanted to like cleanse one of your party members, it would let you do that without having to change your target. You just mouse over either the ad or your target that you want the cleanse to be on, press your keybind, no need to change target. I really like the minigame of these affixes, and I personally find them more fun than the old kind of like Grievous and Necrotic situation. I will say that I feel less stress about Afflicted and Incorporeal when I'm in like a group of friends and we're in voice, so we can kind of plan who's going to get which one. In Pugs, you kind of have this thing of like, well, these two people could do it. Will they? And then in my week, my guild killed Heroic Sark this week. Barely, but still. It was one of these situations.
Cool down.
Get it.
Oh, yes!
It counts. Also, something that I want to note, this month marks my 10-year YouTube anniversary. It's 10 years since I made my YouTube channel. I first created this channel on May the 29th of 2013 and began uploading in June. 10 years is a long time, and I've changed a lot since then, and I'm sure I'm going to continue to change over the next 10 years, but I think that we've kept the core of what we do here intact, and I'm happy about that, so thank you for watching. And then questions from this week. Scatterrealms wants to know, how do you combat the feeling of being left behind? I've just gotten into Dragonflight last week, want to catch up for Mythic Plus, but feel so far behind. So, the thing I like about WoW, one thing I like about WoW is that it's a big game with a lot of people playing. So even once many people are kind of finished with their season and lots of people are taking breaks and they're playing Diablo or whatever, there are always going to be people that are still looking to do keys, whether they're on their alts or they're also coming in late, or they just really like keys and they run them all year round. There will be people to play with. You got some good advice in the comments about networking that I totally agree with. The only other thing that I'll add is that something that helps me in the game with this feeling and also in life is to remember, and this is cliche, but remember that the only person that I need to compete with or compare myself to is yesterday's me. And that same thing goes for my character. The only benchmark that I'm really worried about is where my character was before. So any little thing that I can do to make progress, any little thing that's kind of working on getting my item level up or, sprucing up my UI or practicing, a talent build or something like that. All of that is progress, and as long as it's fun, I'm playing the game right. So I try to find the little things I can work on, even if it's just like doing world quests to get flight stones to upgrade some gear that I got. And don't worry too much about where everybody else is, because in a game this big, somebody else is exactly where you are. And that has been the week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions for any of this video, please pop them in the comments and include the word question to help me find them. Thanks so much for 10 years. It feels a little anticlimactic to say it like that. I didn't do like a big project or a presentation or anything for it, but I think the best thing I can do for you is to keep going and keep trying and see where we go next. So thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.